Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Suratkumar, Jaya Guru. ஆடினேன். Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Suratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raja Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raja Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Ram Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Kumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. We have offered our grateful pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan with the Nama lotuses. We all know, but for His grace, this gathering would not be possible, this singing would not be possible. So let us celebrate this grace that we are able to be here at all at this moment, singing His powerful name in His powerful shine. Now let us take Bhagwan's teaching. Whatever happens at any moment happens by the will of God, and it is the best that can happen to you at that moment. So whatever happens
is the best. If we understand the statement, even intellectually, and practice this attitude to life, we would be greatly relieved from the tensions and depressions. Now we shall see how a story demonstrates this. This story is probably known to people already, but we shall see again because it fits in with the context. There was a king and there was a minister. Now the minister was full of wisdom. He would say, all right to everything. He would say, whatever happens, it's the best. It's a blessing from God. Just as our Bhagwan used to say, whatever happens is all right. Wherever Father places you is all right. It's the best. Do not grumble. Do not think that there is a better alternative somewhere. Now, if people went and reported that my son is dead, my daughter is dead, or somebody very close to me, he would say, that is the best. It is by Father's will, it's by God's will. It has happened, it is the best. Now naturally, people were very disconcerted and they began to avoid him. What is this man? We report our suffering and all this fellow can say is, oh, that's the best that can happen to you. What an irony. So people began to avoid going to him, but nevertheless, this man was rooted in deep wisdom and he was not bothered about how people treated him. Now one day, the king had gone to the barber and the barber was, of course, shaving him. And while doing so, for some reason, the barber made a slip. The knife cut the tip of one of the fingers of the king. You can imagine the wrath, the anger that the king would have shown towards the barber. And then when people went and reported to the minister, you know what happened? That fellow did this to our king. He has lost the tip of one of the fingers. Oh, please don't worry, don't fear. It is the best that can happen to him. Now you can imagine once again the reaction of people, and they could no more tolerate the minister's so-called wisdom. So they went to the king and reported. This was also the time the other people were waiting for, because this minister had won their esteem in the eyes of the king, and he held and enjoyed a greater position than the others. Now the jealous people around went to the king and reported, this man says that now you have lost the tip of your finger, but all this minister says is that it's the best that can happen to you. Now the king was furious. How dare he say this? And then he called that minister and he said, what is this nonsense that you are talking about? Have you no love for me? You are eating the food that I give you. You have got the shelter that I gave you. Your life is dependent upon me. And yet, you dare say that it's the best that can happen to me? The barber, of course, was punished severely. And the minister still said, yes, my dear king, whatever happens to you at any moment is the best that can happen to you, and even this is the best that can happen to you. Now again, the king flared up and said, throw him into the jail. So the minister was thrown into the jail, and the king ordered only the dry bread should be given to him and nothing else for food. So several days passed, and the minister was not bothered at all in whatever condition he was thrown in. He only said, oh, this is the best that can happen to me. God knows why he is doing it to me. This is the best that can happen to me. Now people were taken aback. What is this man saying? Even when he is thrown into the jail and no food at all except some dry bread, he is saying it to himself. Now soon the king arranged for a hunt in the forest. Usually he would go with the minister, but the minister fell out of his favor and is now suffering in the jail. So he went alone, of course, with a band of people. And there, as they had advanced into the deeper forest, they were suddenly surrounded by the tribes of the forest. The tribal king saw this king. He said, oh, he is the one, he's so handsome, healthy, he's the one we need. Because they were doing some Kali Puja. And for the Kali Puja, they had to sacrifice a man, a handsome and healthy man, before the goddess Kali. So they were very happy. They found the king came on his own, and then immediately they held him there. And when they examined the king, they found that the tip of the finger was missing. Now he has become unfit to be offered as a sacrifice, because a part of his body, however little it is missing, and therefore he is not fit to be offered as a sacrifice before the Kali. And so they let him free. And suddenly it flashed to the king. Oh, the minister kept saying that day, he said, it is the best that can happen to you, and because of this, I have been saved. Otherwise, I would have been dead and gone. So what the minister said is right. Immediately he returned to the kingdom and ordered the minister to be released from the jail. And then he said, Minister, I still have a doubt. When you were thrown into the jail, which was a dungeon, dark, and there was no food except a little dry bread for you, you said it was the best that could happen to you. How is it? Then the minister said, oh my king, had I only come with you, had I not been in the jail, I would have definitely accompanied you. And we would have gone into the forest together. And the moment they found out that a little part of your body was missing and decided you were not fit for the sacrifice, they would have chosen me. And I would have been offered as a sacrifice to the goddess. So you see, because you threw me into the jail, I could not have you. So my life has been saved too. This story is very well known, it's popular. All the same, it's very fitting and instructive. It proves the the wisdom of our Bhagwan, who always said, whatever happens is all right. Bhagwan said when he came to Tiruvannamalai, the first time to Raman Maharishi, he picked up one Tamil word, and that was sari. It means all right. It is all right. Whatever happens is all right. So Bhagwan, all through his spiritual ministry, kept repeating this word, whatever happens is all right. If Father keeps this beggar happy, it is all right. If Father keeps this beggar unhappy, it is all right. If Father keeps this beggar healthy, it is all right. If Father should keep this beggar unhealthy, it is still all right. Whatever happens is all right. So from this story, we see that in the narrow vision that we all hold, things can be very, very negative. And thinking so, we suffer more than we should. But in the wider perception of the scheme of things, we see that the negative turning into a positive at a little later, at a different stage. Bhagwan always said, whatever happens is a gain. Whatever happens is auspicious. Whatever happens is progress. So from the story, let us understand that in our limited vision, in our limited view, things might look very different and negative, and yet, if we learn to accept whatever happens as a blessing from God for reasons that we do not know at all, coming from God, it's got to be a blessing. Even if somebody should die, it may be the best for them in their evolution. In the journey of their evolution, that would have been the perfect time they should leave the body for a higher journey. We do not know what is involved. Only God knows. All we have to do is to learn to accept it. And this acceptance will lead to surrender later. The beginning, it may be a reluctant acceptance, but as we go on practicing this attitude, we would soon be surrendering ourselves to the will of God from moment to moment to moment. So we shall keep this in mind. Always repeat to ourselves that whatever happens is the best that can happen at that moment. Now we shall offer our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Let's start begging, because that's all we can do. Bhagwan, we beg you for your immediate divine intervention to free the humanity from the grip of these viruses, virulent as they are, affecting both the body and the mind. And we beg you to bring back normalcy in all aspects of life, and that based on dharma. And we beg you for the protection and all-round welfare of all those volunteers, all those unselfish people who are working very hard for the sake of the others. We also beg you for a lift to our economy, and we pray and pray for ceaseless chanting of your name, unbroken remembrance of the divine, knowing that no single nama goes waste and every nama does its transforming work both inside and outside. It not only destroys our past sins, it prevents us from doing further sins. And it purifies us. It sharpens the brain. It fills us with the freshness and energy of the divine. And we beg you, Bhagwan, to be fine instruments in your hands so that we could run our everyday life as an offering to you. And finally, we seek that ultimate blessing, the state of Satchidananda, for which we need to be purified completely, so that we could see your living, vibrant, pulsating presence everywhere, in everything, and all the time. And Bhagwan, we beg you for that preparation of mind to be able to see only your sankalpa, your will, and your leelas behind all the happenings of life, just as we saw in the story. His sankalpa, his will, and the minister knew it is by the will of Rama that everything happens, and Rama is our well-wisher. Bhagwan will not do any harm to us. Now, more than all this, we beg you, Bhagwan, to bless us to be able to see your hidden grace even in the most wretched, devastating sufferings of life, knowing that it's meant for our spiritual growth, for our greater good, for our closer kinship with God. Even though it is the effect of some past bad karma, it still carries a blessing from God for our spiritual growth. Knowing this, let us accept it as a blessing from Him and be grateful to Him for this. And Bhagwan, we beg you once again for all the species of the cosmos, in whatever state of being they are, to be freed from their state of misery and be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek that ultimate grace to be free from this vicious cycle of births and deaths, from the tyranny of our ego, so that we feel liberated and live in you eternally. We keep on praying, and we will continue to pray for this ultimate state of being. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.